Hi, I've got a card today to share with you that has the stamp to die for on it. I thought it would be a nice one to show. So what we're going to do is share the particular products. This is the Carol's Festive Bells. It matches the Carol die, and this will be cut out with the center circle die in the middle of it. We're going to be using Eve on the background. It's a little bit larger than Carol. It makes a really pretty backdrop, and this is the Carol die. Really pretty. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of embossing first. I've got the Sublime Swirls. This is one of our 3D embossing folders. I'm going to emboss a piece of coconut white card that is 5 1/4 inches square. Put that inside of this. And it's just a random pattern. It's quite pretty, so you can put it anywhere in there. And I'm going to use the raspberry adapter plate for this. Now, if your machine is a little bit tighter, more pressure than this particular one, you might find you need to use a white adapter plate, which is a little bit thinner. But it does depend on the different machines and how they react, or you might have to shim a little bit. Okay, this looks just perfect though. Pop that to the side and you can see that beautiful detail. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I'm going to add a gold mat to that. So I've got some antique gold card here, and let's tape it. Put a little bit of double-sided on there. All the way around the edge. There we go. Pop that right onto my golden mat. Center that. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to come back to that in just a second. I want to create a base for that too. So I've got a larger piece of coconut white card, and I'll give you a measurement on that one. And that is 6 1/4 inches square. So I want to add a really pretty gold edge to this. So what I'm going to do is bring in my double-sided tape, and I'm going to do all 4 sides of this. So you need to pull off a piece that's long enough to go all the way to the edge and over. Just see if you can get it lined up as nicely as possible with the edge of the card. Do the other side. And just get that as close as you can there. Okay. And the 2 remaining sides, let's see if I pulled that off long enough. Ooh, that's going to be tight. Let's see if I can get that on there. I think it'll just about do it. And the last side. And there we go. Okay, so now I want to bring in my scissors and just give all these little edges a tidy. Just a tiny bit here. And get this one. And this one. And there's just a little bit of overhang on this one here. There we go. Make sure we're down well. Okay. That looks pretty good. I got a little bubble right there. And bring in a piece of copy paper, put underneath me, and I am using polished silk glitter. This is called Golden Sand, and it matches that antique gold card really nicely, I think. You can see how pretty that is together. So we're just going to glitter the edge here all the way across. Do a little burnishing in there, and that'll just grab on that sticky tape. Now, if you don't have double-sided sticky tape, but you do have some sheets, you can cut some 1/2-inch size of those and do it exactly the same way, too. I just find it's easiest to do the tape right off the roll like that. But there's always a different way you can do it and achieve the same sort of look, too. Get that last little bit there. Give it a good tap. And let's tidy all of our glitter back into the little pot. Okay, flip that over. And I'm going to give it just a little bit of a swat. Get all the extra bit off there. Isn't that pretty? Now, if you're off a little bit, you can always put it in a paper cutter and just trim it, but I think that's perfect for what we want. I'm going to go ahead and bring my backing in. I've used a white paper pierced edge, the antique gold as a matte layer, and then a final white on that. That'll fit right inside of that quite nicely. Next, I'm going to bring back the embossed background we did that was a little bit smaller. I'm going to seat that into the center. That should sit right inside of that edge really nicely. Now, I've got a base of the Eve done in the antique gold card. A little bit of mounting foam on the back of that. I'm going to pop that up just about in the middle there. Really nice. And the Carol die I've got cut in white. Now I'm going to go ahead and mat that on there flat, so I'm going to use some spray glue. And this has got a really pretty sort of a wavy edge around that lattice, but it looks beautiful. Just seated right inside of that, and you can pick up all that gold coming through the lattice, so it's really pretty. Now I've gone ahead and stamped and colored in Carol's bells. I've just used some distress markers and added a little bit of gold paint pen around the edge on that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into place right in the very center. And what I've done is stamped it a second time and just colored and cut out the bows and the little bit of the holly berries. And I'm going to raise that up, give it a nice little accent. There we go. Put that right over place of it. And voila, you have a really, really lovely Christmas card. And you don't even need to have a sentiment. I think it just says Christmas. Hope you've enjoyed our video and look for us on our YouTube channel. Don't forget, subscribe and like.